Hi, thanks for joining me. So, Happy New Year. This is New Year's Eve on 2017, and I wanted to make a video just kind of going over my Christmas loot. My dad's cat just showed up, so she'll be co-hosting here. But yeah, you know, as usual, even though I maybe don't have as much spare spending money as I did in the past few years, you know, my friends and family are still really generous. So I got some really great stuff this year, and I just wanted to, you know, show it off to you guys so you can see what I got. So, you know, huge thanks to my friends and family who got me these things. I don't think any of you are watching this video, but if you are, so much cool stuff. I really, I'll have tons of fun with these things this year and beyond. So, let's start off with some stuff I don't usually talk about, and then we'll get into, like, anime and games. The thing I don't usually talk about is just Warhammer 40,000. This is the old Tyranids codec from, like, I don't know when. Probably in the 90s. I don't think this is from the 80s, but no, this is like mid-90s, 95. The cool thing about this is that this has rules, and I think that there are second edition rules for Genestealer cults, the original Genestealer cult rules. So it's going to be a little bit different than, you know, of course, the new Genestealer cult stuff. But my buddy picked this up for me because, you know, we're kind of playing 40k together, at least. We're playing Deathwatch Overkill, and we just played some Shadow War Armageddon, which was really cool. It uses these second edition rules, so we might be able to, anyway, use some rules from that codex for our Shadow War Armageddon games. The same with this. This is the Chaos Codex, and this is also going to be from the same time, probably, you know, 1995, 1996. And what's cool about this is I've already picked up, if you guys remember, I got some of those Chaos Demons, Demons of Slaanesh, and there's going to be rules in there for this also. So we're probably going to play some Shadow War Armageddon, maybe with, you know, with Chaos Demons. So I think that's going to be really fun. He also picked me up. This is a little bit more of a birthday gift because my birthday will be coming up in a couple months. That is the rulebook for Shadow War Armageddon. We played our first game where I kind of just relied on him for the rules, and he had the rulebook, and we did a lot of looking up. But it was fun. It was really cool. I ended up winning, which was also fun. That's, you know, it's always nice when you win. And yeah, you know, I had a lot of fun with this. Got to use some of my Genestealer cult models, and got them all painted up too, which was fun. So anyway, the last thing here that my buddy got, he was really generous this year, and he got me some Chaos Warriors. So these are really awesome. These are going to be Warriors of Slaanesh. These are the same types of models that you're going to get in, like, the start collecting for Slaves of Darkness, which is basically just going to be like, you know, sort of human or mortal armies that are kind of devoted to the various Chaos Gods. So I totally like to use a mixture of Chaos Demons and Slaves to Darkness in my Age of Sigmar Chaos Army. Addition to my Genestealer cults, this is Acolyte Hybrids. You can actually build these two different ways. This is a really cool kit. It's lets you do hybrid metamorphs or Acolyte hybrids. Unfortunately, one thing I realized is actually a lot of the cool stuff in this set is all close range, so I think some of it might be a little bit better for vanilla 40k, but at the very least, like, there's hand flamers in here, which is pretty cool. I could see those being pretty cool in Shadow War Armageddon, and you know, it seems like hand-to-hand is, like, a little bit less desirable in Shadow War Armageddon than having shooty stuff. But anyway, like, they're just really cool models, and I'm gonna have fun figuring out how I want to build them too. I have no idea if I'm gonna make all metamorphs or all acolytes or some sort of combination. So yeah, so that was Warhammer Extravaganza. Next we have some anime. Now, this of course was stuff on my list. Pokemon. Pokemon Johto League Champions. I've already watched, I think, a couple of discs of this. A lot of fun stuff. It's just, I like the Pokemon anime. And same thing here with Master Quest. So very excited to see them releasing these. Master Quest, I think, just came out. Actually, no, it wasn't even Master Quest. I think they're up to Advanced. I think they have Advanced, and then they have Advanced something. And I think the Advanced something might have just come out. So the Advanced stuff has really just been in the past year, so I'm getting caught up to the older releases here that they're finally releasing after frickin' forever. And Steins Gate, the movie. Now, I haven't checked the date, but I think this came out this year. Another thing they took forever to come out with, I swear this came out like 4 years ago or longer, and they just, Funimation, they're just so slow and they sit on this stuff. It grinds my gears. But anyway, so I waited for the release. My brother and sister-in-law were very generous and got this for me off of my list, and I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, it's awesome. I watched this first thing Christmas morning. I opened it up and I'm like, that's going in the the Blu-ray player. And it was great. And it was a good lead into something else, which I'll be talking about in just a sec. But first I want to talk about the Black Hole. This was another thing I believe I watched Christmas Day. I watched this later in the evening, but I really wanted this. You guys remember in my top 20 movies of all time or something videos that I did, the Black Hole was on it. And, I have to admit, it's been quite a while since I've seen this. I definitely saw this as a teenager and a young adult, but it's probably been, I don't know, man, 15 years since I've seen this last. So watching it again, it's so good. I love this movie. It's just great. It's beautiful. Like, the sets are great. Like, the cinematography, it's just, how it's shot, everything, the robot effects and all that stuff, it's just so good. And the special effects, there's like the meteors crashing and like laser shooting and stuff. It's all really, really good. And not only that, the soundtrack to this, I didn't realize, I had forgotten how iconic it is, at least to me. Hearing just a couple of the sort of the main themes from the soundtrack, I was like, wow, that it just brought me back. It's very 80s too, which is cool, but I think this stands up. It's such a dark, creepy, like sort of almost like a space horror movie. It's so bizarre, and it has like a weird, ambiguous, like symbolic, fun ending. It's just so good. If there was anything to complain about, maybe a couple of the performances were like a little bit weaker than they could have been, but I mean, man, the cast in this is great too. It's got Anthony Perkins from Psycho, of all people, in this. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? It's just amazing. Really, really great movie, and I was really enthused to receive that for Christmas. I thought it was fun. My mom got that for me for Christmas too, and she's the one, if you remember my story, that kind of introduced me to that movie. Anyway, so the last couple things here that I got for Christmas that I think you guys would be interested in. Gravity Rush 2. Now, a very funny story about this is I was excited to get this. I pretty much was like, what game or two do I really want right now that like I didn't get this year? It was Gravity Rush 2 and the other game that I'm going to show you. But if you guys can see here, it's Peggy 12, so this is a European version, not a North American version. And I was like, oh, I'm like, well, that's no big deal because they usually have English on them. Except, this is like the Central and Southeastern European one or something like that. I don't even know what those languages are. If you know, let me know. I'm sure, I'm sorry for being ignorant. It's probably like Polish, and I just don't know what else is on there. Some of those languages. Romanian, I don't know. If you guys want that, maybe I can cut you a deal on it, and I'll just, pick up a copy of that for myself at some point. Anyway, I thought that was funny. I let my folks know. I was like, you guys know you got me the wrong version of that. But something they didn't get me the wrong version of, and I was really, really excited about this, Steins Gate 0. I forget if it was last year Steins Gate was my game of the year, and I'm almost regretting making my game of the year video when I did, because I almost had enough time to try to squeeze in playing through this game, and this I think this easily would have been my game of the year this year. I started playing it shortly after Christmas, and it's awesome. I'm loving the fact that I'm playing a Steins Gate game for the first time that hasn't been spoiled for me at all. Because originally I saw the anime and then I played the other game. And I did play like some of the spin-offs, one of the spin-offs a little bit, but it was all in Japanese, and I never quite got into it. This one, it's so good. This is just like, it's like coming home to, an old friend, and I'm just having so much fun with this. I love the story in this so far, and I can't wait to unlock all of the endings and that sort of thing. It's just so good, so good. those are my Christmas gifts that other people gave to me. And yeah, I just, if anything, you know, I was thinking about this year, I'm like, I really am blessed with friends and family, and not everyone can say that. So I, you know, I really feel blessed, not to receive things, but just to have, you know, people in my life that have been friends for a long time, and, you know, who we still have things in common, and we still want to do things together, and I think that that's really great. You know, that aside, I also got some really great stuff, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I hope that everyone had a good 2017, despite it being a tough year, I think, all around for a lot of people. And you know, I hope that you guys are going to have a good 2018. I will say that if my resolution this year is I would like to want less, and I would like to do more. So we'll see how I do with that. Let me know, you know, if you guys have any New Year's resolutions, and I'll catch you in 2018. Take care.